Yeah, it was. We didn't start the way we'd like to. We've been starting the games really well, and we were a bit slow the first 15 minutes of the game. And we thought that going into half time to be only 14 points down and not playing that well was probably a good sign in the end. And we were able to, some of our better players really started to play well in the second half, and we were able to grind out the win. We ended up having 100 tackles and do it the hard way, but in the end, if you get over the line, that's all you're after. No, it wasn't so much of the spray. It was more just the fact that we talked about at half time exactly what the facts were, which was, boys, we haven't been good, but we're 14 points down, and that's a real positive. And so that's what we spoke about. And we thought our leaders in particular, McVeigh and Kennedy and those blokes, started to really play well in the second half. That had been quiet the first half, and a few of our younger kids finished the game off strongly as well. And sometimes you just need to find a way in a game that's a bit difficult, and we were able to find a way, and that was a good sign. Oh, they're in good form. I mean, they're playing good football. I saw them play yesterday, and they were really good. I mean, it just probably struck me as I was watching it yesterday. Now they've got 17 top 20 selections in their list. I mean, it's extraordinary the amount of talent. I think we've got 6, but they're also working hard. And they're working really hard, and they're well coached. So there's no surprise that they're a pretty competitive team at the moment, and they're going pretty well. They're doing everything right. Mummy's playing well. I mean, he's an important player for them. He gives them that real contest in the ball, and he's another on-baller with the way he follows up. So he's been important to them, there's no doubt. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're a good side, and they're running at full strength. We've got their structure looks pretty good. I mean, Jed Lamb played 11 games for us last year, and he played against our reserves on the weekend, so that gives you an idea of how well they're going. And they're a talented team that works really hard. They are working hard, and you've got always mindful when you play against talent that works hard. Kurt's coming along well, so hopefully we at this stage plan to train him tomorrow. So if he gets through that, he's a good chance to play. So we're looking forward to hopefully getting him out there on the weekend. Ben we're hopeful with. He's been doing everything right. We won't know until Thursday with him, so we'll give him every chance until Thursday to be able to train. He's been doing all the running, clearly. It's just whether he can handle the ball. His thumb's feeling pretty good at the moment. It's all the swelling's gone down. He's got some movement in it, so that's a good sign, but we won't really know until Thursday. Sheree will miss probably 2 to 3 weeks. He's got a similar injury to what Daniel Hanbury had in the syndesmosis. The same type of injury, but not as bad. And so that's a good sign. After the game, he was clearly disappointed and probably expecting a lot worse than the result that he got from the scan. So to be able to speak to him yesterday when he got the results of the scan and to understand that he'll only be 2 or 3 weeks out, he was pretty relieved, I think, in the end. And it's a good thing, even though we will be out for a couple of weeks. Yeah, he has been important, but I mean, he missed a lot of footy last year, and I mean, we brought Zach Jones in on the weekend, and he's a chance to get more of a look at it again. So we'll look at Gary Rowan and players like that have been playing down back in our reserves and work out what sort of mix we need. That was fantastic. Talking to the players after that game, it was one of the best atmospheres, obviously, well, the best atmosphere they've played in, I think, along with a Hawthorn game here a couple of years ago. So that was a sensational atmosphere, and we're really keen to get as many people here as we can get. It's something the players love playing in front of, is the big crowds, and the atmosphere. The Geelong game, the Port Adelaide game, and from what I hear from the players, was fantastic on the ground. Yeah, he's going well. He's been able to, the last couple of weeks, kick some important goals at crunch times, and that's what makes him such a good player. Rance played quite well on him, but you've got to be a pretty good player to keep him out of the game for the whole time, and he was able to kick some crunch goals and made a big difference in the result in the end of the day. And to be able to go back, clear his mind and kick those important goals at critical times is a great trait to have. Not a bad trait to have, to be able to kick a 70-metre goal. So it's he and Stewie Dew have a kick-off occasionally, and Stewie Dew's a long kick, but not quite as long as Buddy. Yes, he's a chance. I mean, particularly now with injury to Sheree for a couple of weeks, he's a chance to stay in the team. So we were pleased, we were fortunate to actually have him as an emergency, considering we lost Sheree, because it allowed us to keep our structure forward of the ball, and we're able to then put Zach Jones into the defensive 6, and he was able to fit into that back 6 pretty well. Those other boys have played a fair bit of footy together, which helps him. They were able to talk and get him through it. but he was impressive. He competed well. He's still got a lot to learn. We know that, but to play his first game and get some good flying hours under his belt in a pressure game was a good sign, and he's a chance to play again this week.